Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Double honor to the apostles of GMS. This is Amnawa Allah coming at you with another video. And I was just thinking about what to do a lesson on. So I was just randomly going through some scriptures, and the Spirit had me go to 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter. So I'm gonna do a lesson on that, but let me get to the verse first. Okay, bear me 1 second. Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 27. So let's get right to it. And this basically the Apostle Paul, this is an epistle or a letter to the Corinthians, the Israelites that was in Corinth, Greece. And basically what he's doing is he just, telling them, let me just get right to it. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 27. He says, "Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife." Now, what is he saying there? When he says, "Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose." In other words, if you're bound to a wife, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, don't seek for that marriage or for that relationship to end. Don't seek for it to become annulled. In other words, don't seek to disrupt that union, but rather stay within your circumstance. So if you're a man that's bound to a wife, you're married, you're in a relationship with a woman, don't seek to be loose. Maintain your circumstance. Don't seek to end that relationship between you and that woman. Maintain your circumstance. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. But if you're a man that's loose, if you're a man that's loose from a wife, you aren't married, don't seek one. Now, he doesn't mean that that man can't be in a relationship at all. But what you have to understand is that when it comes to the scriptures, the Most High and His Son comes first. So what the Apostle Paul is saying, "Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife." The reason why he's saying that is because many men out there who may have a wife, what's gonna happen is you're gonna seek to please your wife, to do things that make her happy, and that can get to a point when your wife begins to take preeminence over the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shemel Shah. Now, what does it mean, preeminence? Preeminence. The fact of surpassing all others, superiority. That's what can happen. So if you lose from a wife, seek not a wife. Because what can happen is that wife could take preeminence or superiority over Yahweh Shemel Shah. You're no longer seeking to do that which pleases the Most High and the Son, but rather you're seeking to do that which pleases your wife. So she becomes your number one priority over the father and son. The Apostle Paul is saying, no, don't seek one, because that's a potential that can occur. It doesn't mean that that's going to happen, but that's a very big possibility. All throughout the scriptures, there speaks about men who have fallen, who have transgressed against the Most High for the woman. Adam, King David, King Solomon, and the list goes on. Okay? In fact, let me get the scripture. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 32. "But I will have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried careth for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord." So he said, "But I will have you without carefulness." Let's go to the word carefulness. Without carefulness.
Strong's G 275. Amerimnos.
Amerimnos. Free from anxiety, free from care. So when he said, "But I will have you without carefulness," he's saying without cares. But I will have you be without cares. He that is a married care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. So why would it say, "But I will have you without carefulness," without cares that come with having a wife? So he says, "He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord." So if he's telling you someone that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, he's telling you to be without carefulness, because if you're married, you're going to do the things that are caring to your wife. Now, once again, does that mean if you're in a relationship with a woman, you shouldn't do things that make her happy? Of course not. But at the same time, he's talking about he that is unmarried, but I will have you without carefulness. Without the cares of what? Cares of relationships. Without the cares of, a family or the sustenance of maintaining a family. He said he be without those type of cares, because those type of cares can cause the pleasing of Yahweh Shemel Shah to become a burden unto you. Whereas now you're a woman in your family. Even if you don't have a family, just a woman, the pleasing of her takes preeminence over the Most High and the Son. That can happen. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, because he's what? He's more free to do that which the Most High desires. He doesn't have someone else that he's with that he has to please other than the Most High and the Son. He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord, how he may please the Lord. So he's worrying about pleasing the Most High. He's worrying about pleasing Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, right? The things that are of the world are things that are temporary. Something that's temporary is here one minute, going the next. Something that's temporary is, the things that are of the world are temporary. They're of the world, meaning they're frail, meaning they're weak. They're hollow, meaning they're empty. They're fleeting. They're here one minute, they're going the next. Those are the things of the world. In other words, those things are not everlasting, like the kingdom of heaven. So those are the things of the world that are hollow, frail, and fleeting. Those are not things that are grant us deliverance, that are grant us salvation. So it says, but he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. That's what he's concerned with, pleasing his wife. Oh shoot, Valentine's Day fall on the Sabbath. Well, I gotta take my girl out because she was saying she want to go. She upset I ain't taking nowhere last year. Well, the scripture say we're under grace, so I could kind of like take her out. You know what I'm saying? And it's on, even though it's on the Sabbath, and Satan to get you to start trying to reason in your mind while doing that is the right thing, and you'll find any way to justify it. Well, technically, I'm saying, we under grace, and you're trying to look for 1,000 scriptures to kind of justify it. You're going to call a brother up and ask him about it, but you're not going to tell him exactly the situation that's going on. You're going to tell him something similar to that. If I wanted to go out, it's Sabbath, if I wanted to go out, just get something to eat, like, I could go out and eat, like, if I wanted to eat, you know what I'm saying? Instead of ordering takeout, just like dine in. Well, that's not a sin. You're just getting something to eat. It's better if you just eat at home, though, it's Sabbath. You don't want to be in that kind of environment. Around a bunch of people, you never know what could happen. It's the Sabbath, so it's better you just just order out. But he still find a way. But it's not technically a sin though, right? But no, bro, and then you try to find a way to justify it. You know what I'm saying? You try to find a way to justify it. You got people drunk in there. You got them spirits out there that's going to tempt you to do this, and you're trying to find 1,000 reasons. He's telling you this, and you're trying to find 1,000 reasons to justify why you should do it, because you want to please her. You got to go out and teach, but she wants you to do this. You got to do a lesson, but she wants you to do that. You got to link up with the brother, but she wants you to do this. That can happen. But he that is married care for the things that are of the world, how he may please his wife. But remember, the Apostle Paul said, be without care. Here's the scripture. This is the book of Luke chapter 14, verse 16. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper, and invited many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. And they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground. So when it was time to be invited to the supper, so the Lord called this great supper and invited many. And he sent his servants out, the prophets, to invite them people to the supper. So we out there teaching the word, waking them up to the truth. And they would throw one consent, the people that they were trying to invite into the supper, or rather, the people who they were teaching the word to, so that they would believe and be delivered and obtain the kingdom of heaven. And they all with one consent began to make excuses. They started making excuses. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, meaning some land, and I must needs to go and see it. I pray thee have me excused. I gotta go look at it. I gotta go check it, make sure it's not a bunch of holes in the ground. Maybe some animals dug holes in there. I gotta make sure the branches are well pruned. I gotta make sure the weeds are plucked up. In other words, he gotta make sure his land is good that he just bought. Make sure it's in good condition. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. I gotta go prove my yoke of oxen. What does it mean prove?
Strong's G 1380 Dakimadzo.
Dakimadzo. It is, see. To test, examine, he gotta examine them. Make sure they walking correctly. Make sure everything's about them is good, so that his yoke of oxen can do the job they gotta do on the farm. Please have me excused. I beg you, let me be excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. Well, I got a wife, I can't come. See that? So he's mentioned there's 3 different things mentioned in this parable that become distractions to the word of the Lord. And one of them was a wife. That can be a distraction, it's true. So with that, there's a couple other scriptures I can go to, but that's basically the point, So at that, I'm going to close. I'm going to say all praise to Yahweh Shem Shah, double lines to the Apostle GMS. I hope you brothers learned something. Until next time, Shalom.